Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Lone Oak Farm. Welcome back to the Grizzly Bear Stems YouTube channel. This is episode number 23 on Lone Oak Farm. And I've still got the deep voice going on. It's early in the morning on Sunday. And my apologies, the videos have been a little bit sporadic from me the last week or so. It is, what is today? It's the 15th of December. And it has just been crazy, crazy. It has just been crazy around my house the last week and a half or so. And I've got some updates to tell you about that. I've got some updates to tell you about the progress that we're making here on Lone Oak Farm. And let's just go ahead and get him unloaded so he will move on about his business here momentarily. We'll just jump out here. We're going to leave this tractor here. Let's just, I tell you what, let's just tab over to a quick vehicle right quick. We'll take the pickup. We haven't driven this very much, and kind of fill you in. Oh, sorry about that. Run over my dog, but he's okay. He's a tough old boy. I need to feed him, by the way, as well. Probably need to feed everything here on this map. I think we're in the next game day from where we were previously in episode 22. At least I think I do. All right, I think we are. But that doesn't matter. I'm pretending that we are. We've got rain coming in. And so today, I'm afraid that today is the last day that we're going to have the ability to harvest. So we are working crazy trying to get the canola off those three fields down there, so that we have the hopes of being able to replant those in soybeans. Um, the window is closing. The window is closing. It's been tight all along, in the ability to try to get this done, and it's closing. The coffee is good this morning. It has been so dry. I was talking to my wife last night, and I think that's why my voice is all like very white sounding in the mornings. But our corn is coming up quite nicely here. Um, this field is all of our fields are topped up as far as fertilization is concerned, except for one, and we've got Jack that's working on that. Our cotton our cotton is coming in. There's our cotton plant. So I haven't seen cotton before on this map. So again, planting cotton, uh, seeing cotton grow through its stages, and obviously harvesting cotton is something that I have not had the opportunity to do in FS19 since we've had this. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Jack is, let's see, Jack is over here in field number 50, and he is applying the last application of fertilizer that we need in our existing fields. Now we will let me caveat that and say that we will need to come back and apply fertilizer to the newly planted soybean fields that we have been doing. What used to be wheat and what is what used to be and sort of still is canola. Our other soybean fields here, they're coming in quite nicely as well. The plants are looking healthy and just begging for some rain probably, and some good old mid to late summer sunshine that will get on these plants and help these soybean plants grow. So obviously, our soybean plants in our newly planted fields, what used to be wheat, they are obviously not this far along. I doubt that we have anything showing out of the ground just yet, and that's okay because I think we will have plenty of time. Obviously, the next, uh, once we own 48. No, we don't own 48 anymore, or never have. But it's barren. Looks like 48 and 51 are just barren fields. So or maybe they've been recently harvested with canola. But anyway, those aren't ours. But let's see as we drive along here. Yeah, our this field here used to be wheat, and we don't have any growth coming out yet. So it looks like our fertilizer stages are at different intervals, but that's okay too. So We have, I mean, literally, we have just finished, the boys just finished um, seeding this field right over here, field number 32 with soybeans. So we've still got the equipment parked in the field and everything, and we just needed to, Jack needed to get over. We wanted to get that field done because most likely the plan will be, after we get this tractor cranked up here, most likely the plan will be that once we get the canola off the fields, and once we, oh, he's kind of freaked out about that strip there. You know, Giant's AI, Farm Sim default AI, isn't that intelligent. Um, it's artificial, all right, but it's not very intelligent. So he's not able to see that there's still some canola there where our seeder missed that. That was also most likely being controlled by. Oh, so you're gonna continue driving this time. All right, that's right. I'm using Giant's AI and not Courseplay. I've got Courseplay set to stop when unloading, but that's it. So anyway, game plan will be, and I've said that plenty of times now, get this canola off these fields. We're going to direct seed, unlike the wheat, where we basically got the chopped straw, or got the straw, and we baled the straw, and then we came around and we cultivated the field. I think we're going to just direct seed. We're going to look and see if that is going to penalize us in any way on the yields and everything. But time is an issue because we have just a few days that we can plant soybeans, and we have rain coming. And obviously, this canola, we could probably leave this canola out through the rain and harvest it on the backside of that storm, pending that it's not a bad storm. It shouldn't be. It's just a rain shower or two. We could harvest it, but obviously we're going to be outside of the window for being able to seed soybeans and have any success with that. So yeah, so time is a little bit of the essence right now, as they say, and but I think that what we will find is that once we get the soybeans in the ground, if the Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we will seed these three fields. So I think you can kind of see them there. Just over the rise is we'll bring up the larger map there, is 30 and 31. Just over the rise right there. On the other side of what was that wheat field, including this field. So we'll get those three fields seeded in soybeans. That will give us 3, 6, I believe 8 fields of soybeans at the end of the day. Now, once the soybeans have been put in the ground, we will have then time. I believe we will have some time to do another grass cutting for hay, maybe for silage even as well. Now we'll let him go there. We'll leave our tractor. I tell you what, let's turn it off for. I tell you what, let's just take this. We'll just drive this down there instead of changing vehicles so darn many times. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And by the way, this video is not intended for children. So if you're a children, please tune out or get your parents' permission to watch me. I really don't know where all that's going to go with COPA. Obviously, you're watching this video still in December. Eustace Pharmer recorded a very, very good video. Let's go ahead and just dump this canola while we're here. He recorded a very good video, a couple of videos actually, on the subject of COPA. And so we will see. But I am just going to continue to do what I've been doing and let the kind of let the crumbles fall where they may. Okay, so we've put in a couple of improvement items. Again, just kind of playing around. I mean, I didn't cheat the money in for these, so it came out of our budget. But I wanted to play around with these because, hey, if I don't get a chance to play around with these, then I don't get a chance to play around with these, right? So we've got a cow food mixing station that's been put down here, and then we're playing around with these square bell holders or square bell storage places. Now, you know, I know in different parts of the country you see different things, right? In different parts of the world you see different things when it comes to farming and uh, how people store straw and hay and silage and such as that. And so, when I was driving through southeastern Colorado and even the panhandle of Texas, um, I see I see farmers storing their straw out in the open like that, in large square bales, sometimes in round bales, but mostly in square bales. And I see them storing it just like that, stacked out in the open, not under cover, etc. So that's what we're going to play around with. I kind of figured it was easier to put the cow food mixing station down here because we've got the space for it. Sort of sacrifice this grass field, but that's not a problem. And we're just going to play around with it and see how we like it and everything. I might put another fermentation vertical fermentation tank because again those I see quite a bit when I travel through some of the farmlands and everything in Colorado and Texas, Oklahoma, places like that. So yeah, hopefully we can get to our guy there. Maybe he'll fill up and stop. Looks like he just did. Good. He's on the good side. He's on the clean side of the field. That's good. So just playing around with things. I mean, I know there are folks that do the whole hardcore things, and they won't buy a shovel if they don't have the money for it. I because my time is limited in being able to play farm sim and truck sim and stuff like that. And by the way, ATS had the brand new international truck come out in recent days, so I've been wanting to drive that, but I wanted to do this video first. But there's so many mods, so many different things to play with, and because my time is limited, I really can't do those. I really can't do those kind of series where we start with what we got and proceed forward, especially with seasons. As much as I love seasons, man, the coffee is good this morning. As much as I love seasons, and I truly, truly do, um, as much as I love seasons, it it does slow the game down so much. Unless you're playing like 3 game day seasons, and we're playing 9 here on this map, and maybe I don't know, maybe 6 is the sweet spot for me. Maybe I should truly consider um, maybe I should truly consider playing 16 days on some maps. Um, but season slows things down so much, and to do everything that you need to do, and I like to own a generous amount of I like to own a generous amount of fields and have a variety of crops and stuff like that. Um, that because it slows things down for me, it just takes such a long time to get through a series. And so if you're grinding it out, if you're playing in easy mode, which is kind of what I do, and it's not I don't do it for any other reason other than that it typically starts me off with a few fields. It starts me off with a little bit of equipment that I either keep some of it or sell some of it or most of it or whatever the case is, and swap things out and play with the type of equipment that I enjoy playing with. But it would just take, you'd have to go through several years to kind of work yourself up to get yourself into larger equipment and more fields and stuff like that. And yeah, you could play without seasons and just rinse and repeat, as we had to do back in the Farm Sim 15 and in days even prior to that version. But I like the seasons. I like this mod very much, and of course, I mean, we can sit here and we can start talking about what we hope to see in Farm Sim 21. And I would like to see seasons baked into Farm Sim 21, only for the simple fact of this, so that it is available when when 21 comes out. This having to wait for so many, well, let's be honest, so many months to get a mod like Seasons is is sort of ridiculous. Plus, the folks that play console, unless something has changed in the last day or two, and I don't think it has, we're now post a year, and they still don't have access to Seasons, even though it was supposed to be, they were told that the Seasons mod would be available for console. Um, but I get that not everyone wants to play with seasons, and so Giants, bake seasons into Farm Sim 21 and beyond. Give people the opportunity to flip it off if they don't want to play with in that style that seasons kind of forces you to play in. But bake it into the game so it's available for those of us that do enjoy playing with seasons, so that we have access to it. But oh well, that's a conversation we can have as we get closer to the fall of 2020, when the release of Seasons would come out, or I'm sorry, the release of Farm Sim 21 would come out. But I'm going to just end this conversation before I get too far up on my soapbox by just saying that, Giants, really, do you need to release an entire updated game of Farming Simulator every 2 years, every other year? Do you really need to do that? Um, can you not just kind of go with the ATS and Euro Truck um, method, develop a solid uh, base, and then just every 6 months or so give us um, give us new features and new functionality and new mods, something like that, instead of baking it, giving us an entire new game that then we experience this whole um, situation of the stall waiting for mods, and then of course what that empowers, or what that causes, is it causes all these mods that were originally developed for Farm Sim 13 and 15 to get converted into 19 and 21 and whatever. Um, it's just, anyway. I'm going to stop talking about that, because I know I spend a lot of my episodes talking about what we wished Giants would do, what we wish Giants wouldn't do. And I know that most of my audience, because you're very similar to me in the style that you play, I'm preaching to the choir. I know that. All right. So this video um, really has just been us doing this, and me kind of giving you an update on how things have been progressing. I think that yeah, that was the Fraze. I think it's what that's still called. I grabbed that guy, that mod, so that it would help me lift some of that silage out of that bunker. I love that. I love that Fraze mod. I've loved it since the days of Farm Sim 15, and I've considered it to be almost a must-have in my arsenal of mods and in my playing style and what have you. So here's what I think I'm going to do. We're about 20 minutes. This episode's about 20 minutes. If I can think of something else to talk about, I suppose what we could do right quick, and I don't like to do this necessarily, but I'm going to tab around until I find that sprayer. And we'll bring that sprayer back up here to the farm. Here we go. So we'll help Jack out because he's done, but he's down here in this field 50, and we'll bring this guy on back to the main farm. We'll go past the lone oak tree, which is obviously the namesake of this map, and such a beautiful place up here. I can imagine, and you know, it makes me a bit jealous because, you know, I know that well, I know the individual who this map is was developed for and who lives here, and it sort of makes me jealous that I didn't get an opportunity to further grow up on my family farm with my granddad, and maybe my dad and whatnot. And because, you know, I've heard my dad tell some stories. My dad, since my mom passed away, when I talk to my dad, and I talk to my dad twice a week on the phone, and I've seen him, obviously, and he is in this mode of reminiscing quite a bit. And I guess that is just the way it goes. He's been talking about his father, my granddad, quite a bit. We'll just park this here for now. And he's been reminiscing on the, you know, stuff about his childhood, stuff about the farm, and stuff like that, which has been great for me because there's stories that I haven't heard, and then there's stories that you know, that that I wanted to hear again, and that just helps get it into my mind so that, you know, I don't forget it once he's gone. Unfortunately, I don't really have anybody to pass these stories down to, but oh well. Um, but it does sort of make me jealous when I see things like this and see maps, and that's one of the reasons why I enjoy playing. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy playing. Come on, oh, come on, go ahead, leave your. I'm sorry, I teased you, didn't I? I came up on you and you stuck your pipe out, and then I slowed down. Um, you know, it's just that's one of the reasons why I enjoy playing these maps that are based on real life locations, and hearing the stories that go along with that, the experiences that go along with that. It's just amazing. And then, of course, it's really cool to be able to pull these things up on Google Earth and go, yeah, that's what that looks like. And I'm playing it, you know. Um, I'm playing it. So, anyway, we're 23 minutes. I managed to burn off about 3 minutes there blabbering on about that, and give you a quick update. I think I might have. If I didn't, I can't remember. But anyway, I might have told you about my ankle. My ankle and my foot giving me some has been giving me some grief the last couple of weeks, and I finally broke down and went to the doctor, and you know, that's a pretty big that's a pretty big thing for me. If you want to get to know me, if you want to get to know the Jerry behind the Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube, you know, personality or whatever, understanding that going to the doctor, agreeing to go to the doctor, is a pretty big thing for me. It's not something that I do voluntarily. It's not something I do easily. And it's not because it's not like I have this fear of doctors or anything like that. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I dislike the process. I dislike you know, calling and scheduling an appointment and they not being able to get to you for, you know, weeks out. Well, I'm sick now, you know, or I have an affliction now. I have an issue now. I could be dead in a month that you want to put me out to this appointment date. And then showing up 15 minutes early for my appointment, because I get this from my dad. I'm always on time. I'm always ahead of time. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. I don't remember ever being late for school. I don't ever remember being late for class in college. I don't think I've ever, unless, yeah, I have overslept because my alarm has malfunctioned or something like that. But now that I've reached old man status where my built-in bio alarm goes off every morning at the same time, I don't, I always get up at the same time. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I appear early. I sit in the waiting room with all the other sick individuals who might be sicker than I am. And then I get called back into a little room where I sit and wait for another period of time. Well, at this particular point in time, usually it's it's on my time now because we've exceeded the appointment start date or start time. Anyway, so long story short, I finally have had enough with this ankle and this foot, and I've tried to do things to it. I've babied it. Um, I've had, I've worn sort of like reinforced socks to kind of, help support my arch, and I've got new insoles, and I've tried different shoes, and I've done all these different things. Long story short, hopefully he can make this last uh, turn there without that tree getting in his way. Long story short, I got into this doctor's appointment, and I must say that I got in fairly quick to see my primary care doctor. And what I was after was, please give me a referral to a specialist, um, or give me an X-ray or something like that. So she did both. She actually did both. Of course, she yelled at me for my blood pressure, but like, hey, I'm going through some stressful stuff right now at the moment. I just got back from Thanksgiving with being with my dad and that whole stressful situation. Got some stressful things going on at work and at the house and all this kind of stuff. And so anyway, we kind of tabled that discussion. But anyway, so she said, well, go get an X-ray, and but I'll also write you a referral to a foot doctor. So I go and I get the X-ray that afternoon, because you can just kind of walk into those places, those imaging places. Got the X-ray, got a disc for that the X-ray was. Well, I was able to tell a couple of things from that X-ray when I looked at it, and I'm just a layman. I'm just nobody. I'm an IT guy, but I can figure out how to load these programs and look at these pictures. First thing I noticed was a mother of a hill spur that I've got. I mean, you could see, and I did some Googling to look at normal hills versus hills that are plagued with hill spurs, and I've got like I said, I've got a mother of a hill spur. And then also I see this, what I think, and what my wife sort of said, yeah, I see what you're looking at there. It looked like a crack. Well, so I waited, and the doctor took a look at it. And in the meantime, I also called, exactly the same day, I called the specialist to get an appointment to see her. And that's where we're out almost a month from being able to get an appointment. So I go on the 27th of December. So not quite a month, but almost. Well, long story short, again, I know I keep saying that, but long story short, again, the doctor confirmed the crack. Also, the lab does they do sort of an evaluation of what they see in the image. They also confirm the crack. So I've got a cracked ankle, and I don't know. And of course, my doctor asked me, my wife asked me, I've even asked myself, how did this happen? I don't know. I honestly do not know. The last time I've had trauma to this ankle that I can remember was about 18, 19 years ago, when I still thought I was a teenager, but obviously I wasn't. I was playing company softball, and I was in the outfield. I was running to grab a pop fly that I missed because I rolled my ankle. I rolled it in a pretty bad way. One of the worst ankle rollings that I have that I have ever experienced. Ankle turned black and blue, hurt like all get out for several weeks. Well, I went to the emergency room that evening because it hurt so bad. I don't think they x-rayed it. I don't remember if they x-rayed it or not. But um, they didn't do anything other than basically remind me that I'm going to take this out of helper mode and we're going to just wrap this episode up while I drive the combine for a moment. They just more or less reminded me that it's just going to take a while for the pain to wear off, the swelling to go down, ice it, all this kind of stuff. But I don't recall that they x-rayed it, and I'm pretty sure it's this ankle. It's the right ankle. That's the only thing I can think of. To my knowledge, I've not dropped anything on my ankle. I've not had anything step on my ankle. So unless it's just maybe, an old age kind of crack thing or whatever, I have no idea. So needless to say, you're gonna have to wait till the 27th of December to see the specialist and find out what all this means going forward. So anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually past 30 minutes now. It's 31 minutes and some change. So I'm going to end this episode by saying thanks for watching. I really truly appreciate that. I hope you all have a wonderful run up to Christmas. You should see at least another episode from me before Christmas, I would think. Just so much is going on right now. I'll share maybe a little bit about that on the next episode. My house is still a construction zone with the stair project, and that's not been going as smooth as we had hoped it could. But hey, tell me of whether it's DIY or done professionally. Tell me a project that does go exactly as planned or hoped. So I'll share with you about that later. But anyway, I can't. The thing is with the project, my wife is quite stressed, and I just don't feel that it's right for me to pop down to my basement man cave and hide out for an hour or so while I play a video game. You know what I mean, guys? And so I have been kind of trying to understand that that's not the smart thing to do. And you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about when I say that. I don't want to end up in the doghouse with my dog over there. All right, I'm blabbering. Thank you all so much for watching. God bless you all. Like I said, I do hope to come to you before Christmas. But if for whatever reason, if I don't, then wish everyone a Merry Christmas and everything. But I'm pretty sure I will return with a Christmas, with at least another video where I can properly wish you all a Merry Christmas and everything. So anyway, until then, thank you for watching. God bless you all. Take good care of yourself and each other. And I'll see you back here on Lone Oak Farm very soon. Bye-bye for now.